The peace you seek comes from within. Do not look for it outside. Buddha, right now. You don't need to fix your life. You don't need to understand anything. You only need to pause for a moment. Your body has spent hours, days, maybe even years, holding tensions that were never spoken out loud, thoughts that keep returning. Small worries that don't seem serious, yet never allow you to truly rest. And without realizing it, you've grown used to living this way. Buddhism doesn't tell you to fight it. It says something simpler. Let go. When you stop pushing, your breathing slows down, your body lowers its guard. The mind doesn't become quiet because you force it to, but because it no longer needs to run. The words you're about to hear are not here to teach you anything new. They are here to stay with you as you soften, as you give yourself permission to truly rest. As you remember that healing isn't an effort, it's a natural process. When you stop resisting, stay, breathe. Everything else can wait. The Buddha once shared a story with his disciples. A man who had been sick for a long time came to him saying he could no longer endure his pain. He was searching for a solution outside himself, a miraculous herb, a divine intervention, anything that could rescue him immediately. The Buddha, calm and compassionate, replied, "What you are looking for already lives within you. The night is your doctor. If you fall asleep with a peaceful heart and a clear mind, your own body becomes the healer you have been waiting for. And so, each night is an initiation, an opportunity. But then the question arises, how do we enter that sleep that heals? The difference between a sleep that drains you and a sleep that restores you is not in the number of hours, but in your inner preparation." The Buddha emphasized 3 simple keys. First, conscious breathing to soothe the restless mind. Second, letting go to release the weight that accumulates throughout the day. And third, trusting your body's natural ability to return to balance when it isn't blocked by fear or tension. Imagine that each night you are a traveler. You place your backpack full of worries on the ground. You remove the dust-covered shoes of the day, and you step through the door of a radiant temple that is not outside you, but within you, your own body. You don't need to do more. You enter, you lie down, and from that point on, your body takes care of everything. And this is where letting go becomes sacred. Because letting go is not forcing yourself to forget it, is no longer carrying what doesn't need to be carried. To understand this clearly, remember an ancient tale passed down for centuries in monasteries, 2 monks and a young woman. It is said that one day, an elderly master and a young monk were walking together along a path that led them to a river. There, on the shore, they found a young woman who couldn't cross because the current was strong and her clothes were heavy. The young monk stood frozen, uncomfortable, because the rules of his order forbade touching a woman. But the elderly master, without hesitation, lifted her gently and carried her on his back. He took her to the other side, set her down on solid ground, and continued walking as if nothing had happened. The young woman thanked him and left. The master walked on in silence. But the young monk could not be quiet. Inside, he was boiling. He followed behind with a tight chest and a mind full of reproach, thinking, how could he do that? How could he touch her? How could he break the rule? And so, an hour passed. Then 2, then the whole day. The young woman was already far away. The river was already a memory. But in the young monk's mind, she was still there, as if he were carrying her on his back. At dusk, unable to endure it any longer, the young monk exploded and said to the master, "Master, how could you carry that girl? Don't you know that is forbidden? The elderly master stopped, looked at him with tenderness, and smiled. Then he replied, "I left her on the riverbank hours ago. Why are you still carrying her in your mind?" In that moment, the young monk understood that his burden was not the girl, but his thoughts. It wasn't the act, it was his attachment. And that is exactly what happens to us. Just like that monk, we often bring to bed what ended in the morning: a bitter conversation, a hurtful word, a small mistake, a cold look, a piece of news, a worry, a fear. We carry it like a sack on our back, like a stone on our chest, like a shadow on our forehead. And then we wonder why we cannot rest, why we sleep but don't heal, why we close our eyes yet the mind keeps walking. That's why, when the Buddha speaks of letting go, he isn't talking about a pretty concept, he is talking about a profound action. Letting go is leaving the girl on the riverbank. Letting go is saying, "This has already happened. This is already over. I will not bring it with me into the temple of my sleep." Letting go is an act of compassion toward your body. Because when you don't let go, your body sleeps as if it's still fighting, still defending, still carrying. But when you let go, something inside you loosens, your neck relaxes, your chest opens, your breath becomes longer, your heart stops pounding in a hurry. And then, yes, your body receives permission to heal. So tonight, as you prepare to sleep, remember the elderly master. Place your backpack of worries on the ground and ask yourself honestly, what am I still carrying, even though it's already behind me? And then do what the master did. Leave it on the shore. Leave that burden in the river of the day. Enter sleep with empty hands. Enter sleep the way one crosses the threshold of a temple. While you sleep, your organs regenerate. Energy begins to flow again. Your immune system strengthens, and your cells release toxins like a silent army, working in your favor, repairing what is damaged, soothing what is tired, bringing you back to your center. Yet many people ruin this nightly miracle. They lie down with chaotic thoughts, with anger they haven't processed, with regrets, with fear. Then sleep becomes heavy and confused, and upon waking there is more exhaustion than life. That's why Buddhist wisdom teaches that sleep must be prepared like a sacred ritual. Before closing your eyes, pause for a moment and thank your body. Yes, thank it. Tell it, "Thank you for carrying my emotions today. Thank you for enduring my aches. Thank you for continuing to breathe even when I was tense." That simple gesture changes everything. Because your body is not a machine, it is alive. It has awareness, and it listens to you. When you honor it, it relaxes, it opens, and it accepts healing. So tonight, as you sleep, a silent healing begins. The Buddha observed that most people seek healing through external paths. They consult healers, monks, remedies, hoping for a magical cure. But he reminded them again and again, everything is within you. You search outside for what you have forgotten inside, what external medicine could not achieve. The body accomplished silently through sleep, through ritual. This story reminds us that the body is a mysterious intelligence. When you get cut, the wound closes. When you fall ill, your immune system organizes itself. When you sleep, billions of cells work to repair you. Imagine two men. The first lies down replaying his wounds, complaining, feeling like a victim. His sleep becomes dense. His body stays rigid, and his breathing turns short. He wakes up more exhausted. The second places a hand on his heart and whispers, "Thank you for this day. I release my burdens. I allow my body to work tonight. For him, sleep becomes medicine, and his body finds the momentum to repair itself. If you want to activate this nightly healing, transform your evening ritual. It's not about having a lot of time, it's about having presence. Just a few minutes are enough to prepare the body and open the door to deep rest. Tonight, sit on your bed, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Imagine you inhale a golden light that enters and fills your entire body. Exhale slowly, visualizing pain, fatigue, and worries leaving like dark smoke. Do this 3 times. Then lie down, form a gentle smile, and tell yourself, everything is okay. My body is healing now. You will see how this simple practice can change the quality of your sleep and the vitality with which you wake up the next day. And you are not alone on this path. Thousands of people who listen to this channel set this intention every night, creating a powerful collective energy. If this message resonates with you, subscribe, like the video, and write in the comments, "I choose to heal every night." Those words are a declaration for your body and a blessing for everyone who reads them. The Buddha never taught in a cold or purely intellectual way. He spoke with images that anyone could feel on their skin, in their chest, and in their breath. That's why, when he wanted to explain sleep and healing, he often turned to living symbols, ones you can understand without thinking too much. One of the most powerful was the lotus. He said the lotus is born in the mud, grows in the murky water, and yet each day it rises toward the light to show its beauty, as if remembering that purity can emerge even from what is difficult. Then he explained that sleep is like the lotus's night when the flower closes. Something invisible happens inside it. Silent forces nourish its stem, strengthen its roots, and prepare it to open at dawn with more life. This is how your body works. He taught, the night is a secret time when, even if you do not see it, it recovers its strength and prepares to be reborn in the morning. Another deep symbol was the ocean. The Buddha said, the human mind during the day is like a stormy sea, shaken by winds of worry, desire, and anger. Waves rise and fall without rest, and we end up exhausted from fighting them. And when he spoke about the need for calm, he didn't offer it as a pretty idea, but as a truth you could witness with a simple example. Once, the Buddha was walking with one of his disciples when they passed a small lake. Just before they arrived, an ox-drawn cart had crossed through the water, stirring up the bottom, and the lake had become completely muddy. The disciple, feeling thirsty, hurriedly said, "Master, let me filter this water right now. If I strain it or stir it to clean it, we'll be able to drink." But the Buddha stopped him with a serene gesture and replied, "Do nothing. Wait." The disciple stood there confused, staring at the dark water, thinking it was impossible for it to become clear without intervention. But after a while, without anyone touching the lake, the mud began to sink slowly to the bottom. The surface stopped trembling. Little by little, the water became transparent again, until they could see the reflection of the sky upon it. Then the Buddha looked at his disciple and said, "Do you see? The water cleaned itself when we left it in peace." This teaching is profound, because your mind and your body are like that lake. When you lie down and start battling your thoughts, when you panic, when you try to force yourself to sleep, when you repeat, "I have to rest now," it's as if you plunge your hand into the water and stir up even more mud, for the cloudiness increases. But when you lie down and choose to remain still, when you allow the inner sea to stop churning, when you create silence without pressure, and breathe with trust. The mind begins to settle, like the mud sinking to the bottom, all on its own. And in that rest, without forced effort, the miracle happens. Clarity returns. The heart softens, and healing unfolds naturally, just as the lake recovered its purity without anyone pushing it. That is why the Buddha taught that true healing does not always come from doing more, but from interfering less. When you allow your mind to be deep like the ocean, still like the lake, the body understands it is safe and activates its secret intelligence of regeneration. And so the night becomes your sanctuary, not because you control the process, but because you learn to trust it. Because when night falls and you allow yourself to sink not on the surface, but down into the depths, you discover that deep within, the ocean is quiet. There, in silence, even in total darkness, the waves stop pushing you. And it is precisely in that calm that healing happens. Because inner peace is the condition your body needs to regenerate. The Buddha also placed special emphasis on the breath. The breath is the bridge between the visible and the invisible, he would say, because the breath touches what you can feel and at the same time guides what you cannot see. At night, your breathing becomes slower, softer, deeper, and that rhythm leads your body through its cycles of repair. If your breath is calm, your sleep becomes deep. If your breath is agitated, even while resting, your body is still fighting. That is why, before sleeping, he recommended observing the air moving in and out. Visualize each inhale as a warm rain washing the wounds of the body, and each exhale as smoke carrying sickness, pain, and tension out and away. This simple act of attention transforms sleep into a sacred ritual. Another symbol he used was fire. The Buddha explained that during the night, the body works like a flame that burns away impurities. The immune system becomes an inner fire that destroys toxins, dead cells, and stagnant energy. But he warned something important. If you go to bed with anger, fear, or resentment, it is as if you throw water on that flame. It weakens, partially goes out, and struggles to do its work. But if you enter sleep with gratitude and trust, that fire burns strongly, shining from within and transforming your body from the root. And finally, there was the symbol of the child. The Buddha said, "Sleep like a child, and you will heal like a child." Children sleep with innocence, without carrying regrets from the past or anxieties about the future. Their rest is deep and restorative, and their bodies regenerate with astonishing speed. When you quiet the adult mind at night, your body can recover that natural ability to heal quickly, simple, powerful, and true. These symbols are not just poetry, they are practical keys, and for the key of the child's sleep to truly work, the Buddha taught something else, something many people forget when they try to rest. Relaxation is not a battle, it is an art of balance. Once, a disciple had devoted himself to practice with such harshness that his body was exhausted, his face pale, and his mind tense like a string. He fasted too much, slept too little, and demanded rigid discipline from himself. Convinced the path was to force it, the Buddha watched him patiently and asked a simple question. Like someone opening a door without pushing, "Tell me, when you play a sitar, what happens if the string is too tight?" The disciple replied, "It breaks." Then the Buddha continued, "And what happens if the string is too loose?" The disciple answered, "It doesn't sound, it produces no music." The Buddha smiled and concluded, "Only when the string is tuned just right can music be born. In that moment, the disciple understood the teaching of the middle way, neither extreme tension nor careless abandonment, because sleep, too, is a kind of music. If you lie down with a clenched body and an obsessive mind, repeating, "I have to sleep now, I have to sleep now," it's like tightening the string until the night becomes a fight. The body cannot restore itself because it is on alert. But if you fall into the other extreme, heavy neglect, a laziness that sinks you without presence, it's like a string that is too loose. The rest lacks clarity. The sleep has no real depth, and you wake without strength. The Buddha invites us to find the exact point, the perfect tone, to lie down with enough relaxation, with a gentle surrender, with a mind that neither pushes nor collapses, simply trusts. That is the middle way. And it is also the way the temple of the body can be repaired most beautifully. So, when you seek to sleep like a child, do not try to imitate childhood by force, and do not demand that the mind fall silent through struggle. Simply lower the tension a little, release a little, breathe with tenderness, and allow sleep to arrive the way music arrives when the string is tuned without effort, but with presence. Not too tight, not too loose, the Buddha would say, only just right. And when you enter that right measure, your body stops resisting, your mind stops fighting, and healing happens on its own like a melody born in the night. Each night, choose one symbol and meditate on it. Imagine yourself as a lotus closing to be reborn, as an ocean that becomes still in the depths, as a fire that purifies, or as a child who sleeps with trust. You will see how your sleep takes on a different depth. That is the true power of Buddhist teachings. It is not about believing, but about experiencing. You can begin today. Practice this ritual. Before closing your eyes, let a very gentle smile rest on your face and tell yourself, "Tonight, I heal. My body works in my favor." And if this message touches your heart, help it reach others, like the video. Subscribe and write in the comments, "My body heals while I sleep." You will be activating a collective intention that amplifies your own healing. And what's most surprising is that modern science is rediscovering what the Buddha taught more than 2,000 years ago. Researchers show that during sleep, the body enters an active state of repair. It is not a simple pause. It is a silent workshop. While you sleep, your immune system releases proteins called cytokines that fight infection and inflammation. Your cells renew themselves and eliminate toxins accumulated during the day. Your brain cleans itself through the glymphatic system, removing metabolic waste. Your heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, and the cardiovascular system receives deep rest. In other words, every night is an opportunity to rebuild yourself from within. But this miracle is fully completed only when you sleep with peace and trust. That is why Buddhist teachings and science complement each other. One shows you the inner state required. The other reveals the body's mechanisms. The Buddha said calm is the greatest healing. Today, neuroscience confirms that chronic stress prevents recovery, even at night. If the mind remains restless, stress hormones like cortisol stay elevated, disrupt sleep, and slow regeneration. But practicing conscious breathing, gratitude, or meditation before sleep naturally reduces stress and allows the body to fully activate its inner pharmacy. This means you have immense power. You can influence your nightly healing through your thoughts, emotions, and rituals. It doesn't depend only on your bed or how many hours you sleep, but on the quality of the inner state you bring into sleep just before you close your eyes. Imagine your body as a great city. During the day, everything is noise, movement, traffic, voices, tasks, and urgency. But when night arrives, the lights soften, the bustle fades, and a silent team appears that no one sees, repairing roads, cleaning streets, rebuilding structures, restoring what was damaged, and organizing what was left chaotic. If you allow them to work in peace, that city awakens renewed, lighter, cleaner, infused with fresh energy. But if you go to bed with a restless mind, as if you were still running through the avenues of the day, it is as though you interrupt those workers. They cannot repair, they cannot clean, they cannot restore, and so the city wakes with cracks, with dust, with accumulated fatigue, and you wake up without strength as well. That is why both science and Buddhist wisdom point to the same truth. The night is a sacred sanctuary of healing, but you must learn to honor it. Tonight, as you approach your bed, remember that sleep is not wasted time. Sleep is medicine, and if you truly want to heal, prepare your inner state the way you would enter a temple. If this truth touches you, share it with others, like the video, subscribe, and write in the comments, "My sleep is my doctor." Every word you write is a seed of healing for you and for those who read it. The Buddha taught that any action can become sacred when it is done with awareness. Even drinking water or breathing can become meditation. So, imagine how powerful the moment of lying down can be if you transform it into a healing ritual. Do not look at your bed as a place where you simply collapse, but as an altar, a sacred space where your body meets the light of healing. Approach that moment with reverence, gratitude, and inner silence. Here is a practice inspired by Buddhist teachings for every night. First, purify your space. Before you lie down, take a minute to tidy the bed. Air out the room, or light a small candle. The Buddha said, "The outside reflects the inside. A calm space creates a calm mind." Second, honor your body. Sit on the bed. Place one hand over your heart and the other over your abdomen. Close your eyes and thank your body for what it did today. Even if it is tired or in pain, thank it sincerely, because this creates inner reconciliation. Third, breathe in the light. Take 3 deep breaths with each inhale. Imagine a golden light entering and filling your body. With each exhale, visualize tension, illness, and pain leaving like dark smoke. Fourth, declare an intention. Words carry power. Before closing your eyes, whisper, "I release my body. Tonight, heal." Say it like a prayer, like a sacred declaration. Fifth, sleep with gratitude. Instead of lying down chewing on problems, remember 3 things you can be grateful for today. Gratitude changes the frequency of the heart and opens the door to restorative sleep. The Buddha taught that the key to well-being lies in attention to the small things. You do not need a complicated ceremony. Simply turn bedtime into a conscious meeting with your body. Night after night, this ritual becomes habit, and habit becomes medicine. You will rise without the same weight on your shoulders, without the same fatigue in your chest, with lightness, clarity, and new vitality. That is the sign your body has worked for you in silence, faithfully. So do not take sleep lightly. It is not merely a biological obligation, it is a sacred appointment with healing. Each night, you practice this ritual. You move toward a deeper inner transformation. If you are ready to commit, starting today, write in the comments, "I transform my nights into healing." These words are your signature to yourself, And to sustain this community of light, like the video and subscribe to receive more teachings. Together, we create a circle of energy that lifts us all. The Buddha also explained that dreams are not mere illusions, but a doorway, a bridge between your conscious mind and your deeper being. In sleep, the logical mind grows quiet and another language begins to speak. Symbols, images, emotions. This is how your body and mind communicate with you. Many people dismiss dreams as strange or meaningless, but in the Buddhist tradition, dreams are messages. Sometimes they reveal a buried pain your body needs to release, a fear that asks to be seen. Other times they bring clarity, inspiration, or a subtle healing you do not consciously notice. The Buddha said, "A dream is the echo of the mind in the silence of the night. What you avoid seeing during the day, your body and mind repeat at night in order to release it. A nightmare, for example, is not punishment, it is purification. It brings to the surface what poisons you, so you can let it go upon waking. And there are also healing dreams, dreams that leave you with peace and strength. As if the soul had been gently touched, they may show luminous symbols like light, water, a tree, a spiritual teacher, or even the Buddha himself. These dreams are blessings, signs that your body and mind have reached a milestone in their regeneration. The Buddha taught that healing does not only happen when you remove pain, anger, or fear, but also when you cultivate what is right within you. Among all emotions, there are two that immediately elevate the body and mind: gratitude and joy. Gratitude is a universal key. When you give thanks, the heart opens, the muscles relax, the breath becomes lighter, and your body receives a powerful signal: everything is safe. In that state, the immune system works better, cells regenerate faster, and sleep deepens. The Buddha shared a parable: a poor man. Each night before sleeping, he would remember a beautiful moment from his day, a smile he received, a kind word, to a shared meal, and he would say to himself, "Thank you." Despite difficulties, he slept in peace and lived many years in good health, because gratitude changed the vibration of his heart and allowed his body to heal. You can do this tonight too. Before closing your eyes, remember 3 things you are grateful for, small or great: the breath inside you, a loved one, a ray of sunlight on your face. Each grateful memory is a seed planted in the heart that blooms into peace and vitality during the night. Joy is also immediate medicine. Even a slight smile before sleep tells the body it can let go and focus on healing. The Buddha said, "A smile is the seed of awakening." When you smile, even without a reason, your body releases endorphins, calms the nerves, and prepares for restorative sleep. Try this ritual. Lie down, close your eyes, smile softly for no reason, and then tell yourself, "Thank you for this day. I rest in joy. Tomorrow I am reborn." This simple act transforms your sleep. The mind stops ruminating, the heart opens, and the body works with greater flow, as if you were resting beneath a benevolent light. Gratitude and joy are invisible keys that open your inner sanctuary and allow your secret doctor, your body, to work without obstacles. To activate this power tonight, write in the comments, "I sleep with gratitude and joy." These words are a blessing you give yourself. If this message resonates, to support it, like the video and subscribe so we can keep walking this path of wisdom and healing together. The Buddha taught that each night is like a small death, and each morning a new birth. When you sleep, you release your identity, your worries, your fears. The mind sinks into the unknown, and the body enters transformation. When you awaken, you return to life as if the universe were handing you a second chance. He said, "Each day you wake is a new life." Do not see waking as a monotonous continuation. See it as a real rebirth. Your body, after a night of healing, is not the same. Cells have changed. Energy has circulated. The mind has been purified. You are new. The problem is that many people wake without noticing that miracle. They open their eyes and immediately bring back yesterday's thoughts, bills, worries, aches, and they rebuild the burden of the previous day. The body that regenerated gets crushed again under the weight of the mind. The Buddha encouraged his disciples to celebrate each morning as a blessing. Before placing your foot on the ground, take a deep breath and tell yourself, "Thank you for this new breath. Thank you for this new life." This simple gesture changes your day because it extends the night's healing into the morning, as if you were supporting the body's work with an allied mind. Imagine this. You wake without rushing toward problems, but smiling and giving thanks. The heart feels light. You step onto the floor gently, as if you were walking inside a temple. You drink water with attention, like an offering to your body. This sacred beginning arranges your energy for the day. And when night returns, you approach the bed not only with fatigue, but with gratitude. Thus, a virtuous cycle is born. The night heals your body. The morning nourishes your mind. The day strengthens your energy, and each day becomes a step toward health, serenity, and renewed vitality. The Buddha said, "One who dies each night is reborn each morning." By releasing burdens before sleep, you awaken freer. By waking with gratitude, you continue healing. To begin this sacred ritual tomorrow, write in the comments, "I am reborn each morning with gratitude." These words are a promise you make to yourself. And if you believe in the power of this healing cycle, like the video and subscribe to receive more teachings that transform your nights and your mornings. The Buddha left us a simple and yet forgotten truth. The body is its own doctor, and the night is its most powerful field of healing. Sleep is not only rest, it is silent transformation. Inner alchemy, a mysterious work that returns you to life each morning. We have seen that sleep is a sacred temple where every cell regains its strength. The Buddhist symbols, the lotus, the ocean, the fire, the child, remind us that the night is purification and rebirth. And science confirms what the Buddha taught. Night is when the immune system activates, the brain cleans itself, and the body repairs what the day has worn down. Evening rituals, conscious breathing, gratitude, emotional release, open the door to sleep that heals. And dreams are not empty illusions, but allies in this process, messages and inner movements that accompany regeneration. The vital breath, prana, flows more freely when you sleep in peace. Gratitude and joy before sleep raise your inner frequency and amplify healing. Each morning is a rebirth, and waking with gratitude extends the work of the night into the day. The Buddha said, "Whoever sleeps in peace heals the body, to the mind, and the soul." Tonight, you have a choice. You can sleep as you always have, unaware, letting your body fight alone while your mind remains burdened. Or you can turn sleep into a sacred ritual and declare to your whole being, "Tonight I heal. My body works in my favor. My mind is at peace." You do not need to force anything or be perfect. Simply lie down with gratitude. Breathe with awareness. Release what weighs on the heart. And let your body do what it has always known how to do, regenerate. Ask yourself, how many nights have you let pass without presence? Sleeping with anger or fear? How many more could you transform into medicine if you practice this wisdom? The true power is in that choice, in that simple ritual, in the attention with which you enter the night. Tonight, when you turn off the light, remember you are entering a temple. Lie down as if you were resting in the arms of the universe. Smile softly, breathe slowly, and repeat, "My body heals all night long." And tomorrow, when you open your eyes, embrace your rebirth with gratitude. Walk your day as a renewed being, free and luminous. You have the power to turn every night into healing and every morning into rebirth. To fully commit to this path, write in the comments, "I choose to heal every night." Like the video to sustain this energy. Subscribe to keep receiving teachings that transform your mind and your body. Remember, you are not alone. We are a community healing together, night after night, through the wisdom of the Buddha.